My latest tech exception is MailPoet. Now, you may have gotten an email invitation. Some of you who are members of this club got an email invitation to sign up for a new email list. And this is just me screwing around with getting this email list working, but it's something called MailPoet. So this is something that would compete with MailChimp. It is a WordPress plugin plus an email sending service. And it has the advantage of being well integrated with WordPress. In fact, it was acquired recently by a company called Automatic, which is the company behind WordPress, also owns something called WooCommerce. And apparently they bought it partly to facilitate sending out email catalogs and roundups and promotions for e-commerce websites that are integrated with WordPress. Now, I have a WordPress plugin too. I have a couple of them. An RSVP Maker is my scheduling plugin. And those of you who came here as guests, when you registered to attend our meeting, you went through RSVP Maker. That is what you registered using. And I've got it set up so that you can have email newsletters that might be generated, say, weekly. If you have a lot of events going on, it can be a roundup of your upcoming events and your latest blog posts. So that would be kind of a cool and useful thing to do. Now, I've actually been screwing around for a number of years with ways of sending email, but I know enough about what I've managed to pull off on my own and the limitations of it to appreciate what they have. They have this very nice design tool. So this is a preview of my email to go out. It shows me what it would look like on a mobile phone. So that's useful because a lot of people see things on your mobile phone, and in the preview mode, you can also send yourself a test before you send it out to anybody else. And this is the design tool. So here I plugged in this widget that would send out a roundup of the latest posts from my blog, and I can customize that in various ways. And I've also inserted a code here for inserting RSVP Maker events. Now, the idea that it would be great to be able to send out invitations for events in an events plugin had kind of occurred to me previously. And so I had built out my own email utilities over the years. And Elaine has been subjected to trying to learn how to use some of this stuff. But for example, this is how we send out the weekly roundup of people's videos. I actually have another tool that generates this message, but you can preview it on the website in a special template that is designed for distribution by email, and we can customize whether it's going to go out to the website members or some other list. I actually have integrations with MailChimp that I've been working on for a number of years, but right now, MailPoet might be stealing my heart away. Now, one of the people I work with who might find this useful on a professional basis is my friend Dan. Dan Christensen in South Florida runs a website called the Florida Bulldog. It used to be the Broward Bulldog when it was just our county. And he's kind of a muckraker. He comes up with news about everything that people are doing wrong on the state and local levels. And he sends out a regular newsletter. And this is me experimenting with turning that content into a newsletter. You can see how it's sort of evolved. This was my first try, looked a little bit ragged. And then somewhere down here, you start getting the sizes of the headlines right. And then this is more in his color scheme. And then, see the last one here, I've adjusted a little bit more so that you see the black background all around it. You have the yellowish color here, similar to the yellow in his banner and a number of other places accented the site. So this is sort of evolving to be in his style. So this is available. Now, Elaine, I know you've gotten through a good chunk of the year, and I don't know whether you want to learn something new, but this is something that is available for you to experiment with if you would like to. And we have these drag and drop components. Instead of setting on autopilot, you could go through and pick out individual things that you want to feature, and it will insert just those posts. So it's a way of taking your website content and making it into an email newsletter that can go out on autopilot or it can go out on demand to promote something special.
Here's a bit more detail on how you might set up one of these newsletters. So when you do new newsletter from the menu, it gives you things that you've sent before that you can use as a model. It also gives you a bunch of pre-built templates, some of which are fairly simple, some of which are fancier, but the idea is that you would swap out your own text and images for these layouts to get what you want. So we'll choose a fairly simple one. It includes a logo up top and a 2-column layout. And the first thing we'd want to do if we were going to send this out is we'd want to change that logo up top. So we can click on it, and there's a Replace Image button. So I can choose something that I already have in my media library, and I can plunk that in up top. Or maybe I want to upload something from my computer, so I can do that. Hunt around and find, how about the Car Communications logo? We'll put that up top. Okay, we select that and insert it, and there we go. Now we have this visual designer here that allows us to add different components. It also allows us to change the basic styles. So perhaps I want to change the background color that appears behind all my emails. I can go down here and I can type in the 8-digit code if I know it. There's also some color names that are recognized. So I can try that dark blue, and that's not quite right. Let's try a light blue. And depending on how much of a designer you are, you can tweak that a lot more. We can change the size of the main headline. Now, if I want to add a component to this page, I can drag and drop things from this components panel. So this is to insert a listing of the latest things from the blog. And I can customize that. I can customize the number of items that will be included, and also some layout options. So let's change the size and placement of that featured photo. So we see a preview here of what we've been sending out. And we can also go in and change this text block to say what we want it to say. And to tweak that a little bit more, also change the color of some of this text. So these are just examples. I'm not saying this is the most beautiful email template in the world, but here we go. Now, if this is a design I might want to use again in the future, I can save it as a template. Give the template a name and save that. And then we can also go ahead and send this out. I'll select which list I want to send to. I might have several for different purposes. Click send, and this is now relayed off to the MailPoet servers for distribution. Now, the next time I go to create an email, it'll give me the choice of starting with one of these things that I'd sent out previously, but I do also have my Car Communications template saved so that I can go back to it later. Finally, I want to show you some of my own customizations. Now here I'm trying to set up a newsletter that includes event content. It also includes recent blog posts. So for the blog posts, again, we can use their visual component to drag and drop. If I'd like to add a specific post, I can also just drop that in place, pick the post that I want to feature, and click Insert. Now for content from my RSVP Maker plugin, I don't have anything quite that slick, but I do have this button up top you can click on, and it gives these codes that MailPoet will allow you to include in a message. So in this case, I'm going to select the code for a specific event. And paste that into my message, just into one of the text blocks. And when I preview it, we'll see that event listing in place right before the blog listing starts. Or if I want a whole listing of the next several upcoming events, I can grab this RSVP Maker upcoming code and we'll paste that in. And again, when we preview, now we'll see a whole series of event listings followed by the blog posts. Also in RSVP Maker, there's a screen related to the integrations with MailChimp, the mailing list screen. And down the bottom of it, I've added a section for MailPoet that allows you to specify that if somebody checks off the box to say, add me to your email list when they register for an event, that they should be added to, in this case, the guest list. So you're just specifying the list here. There's not a lot of configuration involved, actually. And there's a little bit of documentation right here on the page that shows how you add that checkbox to your form. An example, there's a Toastmasters club I started called Online Presenters Toastmasters. We ask people to register for events so that they can get the Zoom login information, and also so we gather some information, we can follow up with them appropriately. If somebody clicks that box and submits, they will get a message asking them to confirm that yes, they really do want to be on the list. So this is part of what MailPoet enforces in terms of keeping its list clean. And it takes me to a page saying, thank you very much, you've been signed up for our email list and we'll be in touch. Now, anybody in the club or a guest who signs up is also going to get a welcome message. So this is one of the things that you can customize. This could be anything you want. In our case, we send out an archive of some of the great workshops we've done in the past to encourage people to look at them, and particularly for the guests to see what a fabulous club this is and why they should join. Online Presenters is hosted on this platform called Toastmost.org, which I host on behalf of a number of different Toastmasters clubs. So it's a WordPress multi-site installation where people can easily sign up and get their own website. And to make this work with MailPoet, one customization I had to do was to make sure that clubs had an easy way of adding their own members to a list. And so if you go into any of the MailPoet screens and there are people who are not on your list yet, you'll see a message here saying that you can invite them. You click and invitations will go out and they'll go through the same process of having to confirm that yes, they really want to be on the email list, but then we can send them more messages. One other venture I can see this being a great match for is my terrific speakers' websites, where my marquee customer right now is Linda Marie Miller. She was the Toastmasters 2020 runner-up in the World Championship of Public Speaking. If you wanted to send out an email newsletter that included thought leadership from your blog and plus some event notices of upcoming speaking appearances, I think that MailPoet plus WordPress plus RSVP Maker, I think we got a great lineup there. Anyway, I'm excited, and I hope you've seen some things to be interested in.